My name is Sarah Woodbury, and today we are talking about Battle Abbey.
So the words battle and abbey seem like a bit of an oxymoron.
Not to Normans, and not to the Norman church either, in that the idea of a religious war was not very far down the road. The First Crusade was in 1096. The battle in question, however, had already taken place because William the Conqueror built this abbey on the site of the Battle of Hastings. Battle Abbey, where we're standing right now, was built basically in the spot where King Harold died.
So he built the abbey in honor of the battle then?
That's pretty much the case, though ostensibly the reason for building the abbey was out of guilt, or to atone for the number of people he killed in conquering England. Right here is where the Saxons had formed their line, and on a hill behind us is where the Normans did. Unfortunately for the Saxons, they couldn't hold their line, and they were soundly defeated. According to the Chronicle of Battle Abbey, William made a speech just after the battle, and it goes, "I make a vow on this very battlefield I shall found a monastery for the salvation of all, and especially for those who fall here, to the honor of God and his saints, where servants of God may be supported, a fitting monastery with a worthy liberty. Let it be an atonement, a haven for all, as free as the one I conquer for myself." And it was huge, even for the time. Today, you can still see the guest quarters and the East Range with its huge dormitory and 3-story latrine block. And this is where I have to point out, probably yet again, that clean water and drainage were central to the planning of any monastery, even in 1071. Where possible, clean running water was channeled first to the kitchen and washing places, and then to the latrines to flush the main drains. Still visible also are the chapter house, the cloister, and novice quarters. Unfortunately, the church itself was destroyed during the Reformation. According to English Heritage, however, the impetus for founding the abbey actually lies in the penances the bishops of Normandy imposed on William and those who fought with him. A document known as the Penitential Ordinances, thought to date to 1067, sets out the requirements for penance according to the amount of violence perpetrated by each individual, whether at the Battle of Hastings or during the period of conquest that followed. And even by medieval standards, William's conquest was particularly bloody. Everyone knows the date, 1066, but what is less commonly talked about is that it took until 1071 or 72 for William to actually feel secure on his throne, which meant that he spent those 5 years putting down one rebellion after another. Over that time period, his methods grew more and more ruthless and brutal, such that by the end of that period, there were very few Saxon nobility left. Also, according to English Heritage, it is important to remember that William's conquest had an explicit religious dimension. Norman authors stress that Harold, the Saxon king he defeated, was a perjurer. According to them, he had broken an oath sworn on sacred relics in 1064 to support William's claim to succeed Edward the Confessor. And then Harold went ahead and usurped the English throne. Because of this, William gained church support for his invasion of England. Even with the official purpose of the founding to atone for William's sins, one of the abbey's monks, who was old enough to remember the battle, wrote that William also intended the abbey to stand as a memory of his victory. Given the grand scale of it, that sounds just like William.
So he was told that he should build something as a penitence, and he ended up building a monument to his success.
Right, just like William. Next week, we'll be talking about one of the most magnificent Norman abbeys in England, Rievaulx. Thanks for watching my video. You can click on the playlist or subscribe to my channel to see more. There'll be a new video next week. If you want to check out my books, click on the link to my webpage.